Well, welcome everyone. Log on to social media and you'll probably find some of your friends sharing wild COVID-19 conspiracy theories. Pretty much all of them are packed into one viral video that's made the rounds.
That's why News Channel 5 decided to investigate the truth about the coronavirus. And our chief investigative reporter Phil Williams discovered a lot of it is, in the words of one local expert, total nonsense. Phil.
Well, guys, by now, most of us have seen or heard about this viral video, but one well-respected local expert says the claims being made here have very little to do with the real science that we depend on every day.
All of us take science for granted every single day. We fly on airplanes 6 miles in the air without worrying about falling out of the sky. The fact that we trust science so much in our everyday lives, but somehow in a pandemic, we've decided not to trust the science. It's puzzling to me.
Dr. James Hildreth's life's work has been studying the spread of infectious diseases. Now the president of Meharry Medical College, Hildreth has been a key advisor to Nashville Mayor John Cooper on the city's COVID-19 response.
As a scientist myself, it's kind of disconcerting to realize that people have trusted science for so many different things, but now in the middle of a pandemic when they should trust it the most, they seem not to be doing that.
This is essential medicine, and they keep it from the people.
And the viral video pandemic hasn't helped. The conspiracy-filled film features discredited researcher Dr. Judy Mikovits making one outlandish claim after another.
I know Dr. Mikovits, she got into some trouble years ago because she thought she had found the virus for chronic fatigue syndrome, and it turned out to be, a gross mistake.
Mikovits made headlines with what was first described as a medical breakthrough that linked chronic fatigue syndrome to a virus. But her study quickly faced questions about possible data manipulation, and the scientific journal that published her paper eventually retracted it, saying it had lost confidence in her research.
I think all of that has led to a bitterness and a sense of disappointment that your life's work has ended the way it's ended.
The video claims there was a vast conspiracy to silence Mikovits, headed by none other than Dr. Tony Fauci.
But you were in jail.
I was held in jail with no charges. I was called a fugitive from justice. No warrant.
But we searched back to 2011 and found newspaper headlines about Mikovits being jailed on a fugitive warrant. And here's that warrant. The charges: count 1, possession of stolen property; count 2, unlawful taking of computer data and equipment from an institute where she had worked. Those charges were eventually dropped.
I imagine these people stand to make hundreds of billions of dollars that own the vaccines.
And they'll kill millions, as they already have with their vaccines.
Among Mikovits' many bizarre claims that coronavirus is actually spread through a vaccine.
That vaccine was grown in a cell line, a dog cell line. Dogs have lots of coronaviruses, and that's why they're not testing there.
There is absolutely no evidence and no possibility that coronavirus is being spread by vaccines, the current vaccines, measles, or any other vaccines. It's total nonsense.
Another bogus claim.
But back in autism, with our discovery, there was an old antiviral drug, 100-year-old drug called Suramin.
A supposed cure for autism that's being kept from the public.
It literally gave kids with autism a voice, a life. What did Bayer and Monsanto do? They took it away from everybody. You couldn't get it to save your life right now.
Again, not true. Suramin is not only not being suppressed, one blog calls it one of 2020's most promising autism treatment research projects. Here's the doctor leading that study.
Can Suramin improve or cure the behavioral symptoms of autism in some children? We don't know the answer to this because we've only had one trial with one dose.
It's something that's openly talked about in autism circles, has been for years.
Zach Warren, who heads an autism research project at Vanderbilt School of Medicine, says there are millions or billions of reasons not to believe Mikovits' claim.
And actually, there's a lot of financial incentives for people to actually think about coming up with drugs that really help.
We all, as scientists, want our work to be respected, and we want our work to be meaningful and impactful. And I think that was Dr. Mikovits' desire, like all of us as scientists. That turned out not to be the case.
While Dr. Hilder says he understands that people are frustrated, which he believes makes them more inclined to downplay the threat, he said the science shows that the spread of the virus slowed and the models were revised downward only when social distancing was implemented.
And I wish we would accept science in the case of the pandemic like we do in our everyday lives, because if we did that, we could put this behind us sooner rather than later.
And the truth is that COVID-19 is not just like the flu, like some people say. Many more people have already died in the last 3 months than ever died in 1 year with the flu. In fact, all the real experts say it would have been even worse without social distancing. Also, hospitals do not have a real financial incentive to exaggerate the problem. While their reimbursement rates are higher for COVID, they are now losing millions and millions of dollars because people are not showing up to the ER or receiving much more lucrative elective treatments. And hydroxychloroquine is not a miracle drug that's being suppressed. Multiple scientific studies, including one just released, have not found it to be an effective treatment. We've got a lot more facts on our website, newschannel5.com.